I just cannot at the same time sometimes you have to prioritize being true and authentic to yourself. Sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, but I'm saying sometimes it's pivotal. It's very important for you to prioritize being true and authentic to yourself and not trying to fit in. What's going on, family? What's going on? Couple things, man. It's funny because I thought today I knew what I was going to talk to y'all about, and then other stuff happened. And now I'm like, okay, let me try to figure out how to mix it all together and have a focal point for the video. And I can't say that I do, but I'm just gonna like I'm gonna just throw everything out. So bear with me on this video. All right. First and foremost, Father God, I pray that you use me in a way to speak through me, to allow this video to resonate, connect, and reach those for whom it's intended for. That it's less of me and more of you. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. So let me tell you guys something, man. Like in real life, I am a person who I would consider myself, if anything, more introverted. And I was raised to be more reserved and private. You know, I was raised to be more reserved and private. And I also moved around a lot. I'm not stating these things to prepare an excuse. I'm stating these things so that you guys can be more, so you guys, I'm telling you who I am, right? These things shape who you are, right? These things, so I'm just being transparent with you guys. So with that, I'm not the person who is just the best at connecting with people and forming new relationships. Because for one, if it's my choice, I'm gonna be more reserved and to myself and working on whatever is on my mind, working on whatever I'm working on and doing whatever I gotta do. You know what I mean? Like I don't tend to care about people's like personal lives and what's going on like on a deeper level. It's like, oh man, like unless we form that relationship, like for me, that type of stuff is a privilege and should be a privilege to most people. Like knowing you on a deeper level should be an achievement, right? But my kindness and my just consideration for just humans, like you know what I mean, just for people as an individual, is always extended. As I will always choose to be kind to people, choose to be considerate of people, and choose to speak to people, and just it's just decency, you know that I never that well I'm gonna touch on that, right? So I'm saying that to say that, but like when it comes to me like open up and revealing a lot of things, it's like for one, if you don't ask, I'm not gonna share, and if you ask, don't mean I'm gonna share. But oftentimes, guys, I don't talk about things that's not necessary, especially depending on the time and situation. Like you know what I mean, like when it comes to like stuff like coworkers and things like that. And also too, it's like I've been in situations where I've been like where you think you're cool people at work and stuff like that, and then people like tell on you or something like that, report you. It's like also too, I'm a very guarded individual. I'm a very guarded individual. And sometimes it frustrates me because it can complicate things. But I think both can complicate things, either or. Both sides can complicate things. But I'm just setting that up. I'm just setting it up. Why does stuff like this bother me? Well, and I'm not gonna say it's like an attack. It's just people that sometimes people aren't going to like you, and it's not, and you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. There's nothing wrong with you. I was talking to I was talking to a leader at my church, and they said, man, some people don't like me because uh, just who I am. Some people don't like me and I didn't do anything, and some people don't like me because of ministry. Just because of they think that God is favoring me too much, or they don't think I'm deserving of what God gives me, and you know. And he said, I just got to put people in different categories. And some people, when they don't like you, it's just because something's wrong with them. They just crazy. They just crazy. And it's like you using that loosely, right? Sometimes you gotta just tell yourself, man, that like it's nothing wrong with me. I didn't do anything to them. They don't like me because something is wrong with them. Oh man. They don't like me because something is wrong with them. And I'm still learning to not care. I was an isolated individual growing up, you know what I mean? I moved a lot, and sometimes for some of you, you might not really be aware of this until like you really move somewhere and stuff like that. But oftentimes people don't really like some places, they don't like outsiders or what they would call them. Some places love when new people move there because they're like, oh, where you from? Or what made you move here? Tell me about where you're from. How is that like? Or what's that like? Some people are genuinely interested and curious about other places because they've only lived one place their whole life. Some people, some places, they could care less. It's like this is the world that like it's like a microscope. It's like this is the world that exists and matters to them. They don't. It's like the rest of the world doesn't matter. It's like these are the I don't know. It's like very weird. It's a very narrow and fixed mindset. It's a very narrow and fixed mindset. And on a larger scale of things, it's like none of this matters on a large scale. None of this matters on a large scale. And this is why even something like this, like some people, the idea of getting on YouTube and recording content and things like that is far-fetched to people who are focused on just impact in their local area, because this is something that reaches wider. This is something that reaches wider. So most of you guys, there's people in my Discord from Korea. I don't know which one, North and South Korea, from Africa, from Europe, from like all over the world, and I'll probably never get to meet them. And I've had the opportunity to have an impact on their life just from being obedient and God speaking through me, and just it's just like it's amazing. You know what I mean? That's what I mean about the world is not just like that. It's like it doesn't matter about like it's such a that's what I mean about it being a narrow and fixed mindset, because the world is so bigger than just your local area that you have to just be mindful of that, you know. And it's like I really don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. But and I just accept people, and it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. It's outside of my control. But what's in my control is to not allow myself to care and be affected by that. This goes into Malik for Purpose Driven Man made a video about stoicism the other day, and it's like learning that you can't react emotion emotional. Now, I would like to still improve my ability to connect with people and build relationships and so forth, because sometimes I can say that I honestly don't have an interest, that I can connect with you and stuff like that, and then it's like, all right, I'm drained. I don't know if I really want to take it further, you know what I mean? And like, so and sometimes it looks like that. Like I need to be better at building those connections. Like, give you a call and say what's up, text you, check on you, and see what's up. Schedule like let's go grab lunch, let's go grab a coffee, let's chat, let's connect. Sometimes it looks like that, and I know I have to get better at that. Not because just to be better at it, but it's gonna come times where it is pivotal for me to be able to have that skill, and when I see areas in my life that I can improve on, I want to be able to improve on them, because I care about, how I present, how I show up. I care about how I'm perceived. But also with that, I have to understand that some people just won't see it anyway. They just won't see it. And it's like some people sometimes when you're refined, when you are refining yourself and polishing yourself and so forth, people can see you as um oh, he doesn't do any bad, he doesn't do any harm, he's just a good person, right? It's like, "Nah, I'm just as good as you." Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't look at me as like I'm a perfect person. And some people will look at you as if you think you're better than them and you think you're better, you know what I mean? It's like, no, I don't think I'm better than anybody. Like, sometimes those are the far extremes. Either people look at you like you're perfect, or people look at you and they're like, he thinks he's better than us. And it's like, no, I promise you I don't. Like, I promise I don't. I just cannot at the same time. Sometimes you have to prioritize being true and authentic to yourself. Sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, but I'm saying sometimes it's pivotal. It's very important for you to prioritize being true and authentic to yourself and not trying to fit in. And if that means people won't like you, so be it. If that means people won't like you, so be it, man. What can you do? What can you do? I'm me. There's gonna be some times where it's like people, like, we don't click, like, we know what I mean, we're different, and it's like, hey, I can learn something from you, you know what I mean? So it's like, not saying we're gonna be best friends, but like I said, I give everybody a certain level of respect and just kindness off rip. You know, I don't really sit around talking bad about people behind their back. I don't care enough. Like, I don't care enough, bro. And like, but some people, they just have to have that. It's like they've made that a part of themselves, but I don't think that's not a part of the spirit. That is a part of the flesh. That behavior is a part of the flesh, right? And some people don't even like you saying stuff like that. They don't even want to acknowledge that, because a lot of people that say they live God, but they're not focused on really following God's like law. Like, they don't, like, they're just hypocrites. To sum it all up, people are just hypocrites, um, and they're lukewarm, man. They're lukewarm. They're not serious about it. They're not serious about it. Sometimes when people see you that you're carrying yourself a certain way, they that makes them not like you, because who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? And this makes me want to, like, just everything that God is trying to do work up in my life. It makes me want to just have it so much more, because I understand that how God can get glory from me, from my obedience and my deliverance, and just understand, because people are not going to like it being seen from me, you know. When, like, so that's the thing. Like, I have a visible flaw. You know what I mean? I have a visible flaw. Like, I have a weaker eye muscles, so my eyes are like, it's like a light, like it's like a lazy eye. And when somebody has like a visible flaw, people hate when people like that win, because, like, first and foremost, I understand that everybody has flaws. Some people just have visible ones. Some people have internal ones, right? We all have flaws, and some stuff people just never gonna be able to get out of them. It's never gonna be able to get out of them, right? But for the most part, we all have visible flaws, and some is like deeper, like, because no one's better than anybody. So if it's like, if this person's crippled or something like that, I'm not even sure if that's the correct term. I apologize. Someone's like handicapped and like they can't walk. We all have an equal, an equal, issue with us as well. You know, some way, shape, or form, it's gonna stack. It's gonna stack up. You know. But yeah, yeah, man. I just want to tell you guys this. I'm probably gonna stop this video and record another one. actually. But it's just like you know, like I said, man, it's like, guys, sometimes it's just something wrong with people, bro. I can't even tell you what, like, it's something wrong with them, bro. You didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean? It's just that, like, you just rub them the wrong way. You just go against the lifestyle that they live. You go against the, like, they don't care about you, bro. Some people are just like, just dark people, bro. Some people are just dark people, bro. They're just dark. And they have to have someone and something to hate and dislike. Some people just have to have someone to dislike and hate, bro. They just have to, bro. They just have to. They're just dark people, bro. They're just very dark people. They're very dark. And once you, like, they just want people around them to, like, not be doing well. Like, I don't know, man. It's a sickness. It's a sickness. It really is. It's a sickness. But you gotta leave all that type of stuff for God, man. You gotta leave all that stuff for God. For sure. All right, love you guys. I'm gonna start a new video.